animal, O Lord. A king who desires even greater power than he already has strictly performs his duties, carefully practicing austerity and foregoing sense enjoyment. But he whose urges are so rampant, thinking, I am independent and supreme, cannot attain happiness. And then next is today's verse, text 53. All of you please repeat after me. भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्याच्युतसत् समागमा सत्सङ्गमर्यार्हितदेव सद्गतो परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मति भवापवर्गो भ्रमता यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्याच्युतसत् समागमा सत्सङ्गमर्योर्तदहितदैव सद्गतो परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मति भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्याच्युतसत् समागमा सत्सङ्गमो यद्हितदेव सद्गतो परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मति Please repeat. भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्याच्युतसत् समागमा परावरेशे त्वयि जायते भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवे जनस्य तर्ह्याच्युतसत् समागमा सत्सङ्गमो यद्हितदेव सद्गतो परावरेशे त्वयि जायते of material existence. Apavarga, the cessation, Ramataha, who has been wandering, Yada, when, Bhave, occurs, Janasya, for a person, Tarhi, that time, Achyuta, O infallible Lord, Sat, of saintly devotees, Samagama, the association, Sat Sangama, the saintly association, Yarhi, when, Tada, then, Eva, only, Sat, of the saintly, Gato, who is the goal, Para, of the superior, the causes of material creation, Avara, the inferior, Ishe, for the Supreme Lord, Tvai, yourself, Jayate, is born, Mati, devotion. Translation and purport by disciples of his divine graces. When the material life of a wandering soul has ceased, O Achyuta, he may attain the association of your devotees. And when he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who are the goal of the devotees and the Lord of all causes and their effects. Acharyas Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti agree on the following point. Although it is stated here that when material life ceases, one attains the association of devotees, in fact, it is the association of Lord's devotees that enables one to transcend material existence. Srila Jiva Goswami explains this apparent inversion of sequence by quoting the Kavya Prakas 10.153 as follows. Karya Karanayoscha Paurva Parya Viparyayo Vigneya Atisoya Ukti Shatsa. A statement in which the logical order of a cause and its effects is reversed should be understood as Atisaya Yukti, emphasis by extreme assertion. Srila Jiva Goswami cites the following commentary on this statement. Karanasya sigra karita bhaktum karyasya purvamukto. To express the swift action of a cause, one may assert the result before the cause. In this connection, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that the merciful association of the Lord's devotees makes possible our determination to become Krishna conscious. And the Acharya agrees with Srila Jiva Goswami that this verse is an instance of Atisaya Ukti. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shilakaya Chakshuro Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langhayate girim, yat kripa tamaham vande, Shri Guru Dinatarinam, Shri Paramananda Madhavam, Chaitanya Mishra. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to our daily Srimad Bhagavatam class. For many days we have been reading this section of King Muchukunda, who has been awakened by the mercy of Lord Krishna. King Muchukunda was sleeping, being tired of his service to the demigods. And Lord, out of his causeless mercy, has given his darshan to Muchukunda, and now he is offering his wonderful prayers. In the previous verses, we read how King Muchukunda explains the miserable condition of a successful person in this world. For those who are not successful, being successful is the most glamorous thing that one can have in life. But I have met the most successful people in this world, and they have cried bitterly with tears, with handkerchief in the hand and just wiping off their tears. And they are the most successful persons. Some were doctors, some were engineers. So for those who are not successful, for them, this world, the success of this world, the wonderful things that this world offers for sense gratification becomes such a glamorous thing that the entire goal of life is based on that. They keep on wondering when I will become great. They keep on wondering when my YouTube views, the Instagram views will be going up and up and up. They keep on wondering when my bank balance will go up and up and up. They don't spend anything, but they just find that happiness that their bank balance is growing up, 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 up. It's a big happiness for those. Kids can never understand, and those who don't have money, they cannot understand the power of entanglement behind collecting money and prestige. You can use only one car, but you go to Calcutta and you go to Salt Lake, some bungalows have 10 cars with 2 people residing in the bungalow. Just to show that I have 10 cars. It's a glamour to be successful. But those who are successful, their plight is most miserable. And this is what the most successful person, Muchukunda, in the entire earth is speaking. Now you can be asked help. Imagine I go and ask Nitai that I need some help in preparing for a class. So the activity of asking help for preparing for today's class proves that I am completely ignorant of Nimai Anandas, and you are the source of my knowledge. Please enlighten me so that I can give a class today. Yes. So this proves how Nimayanand Das is such a great personality. Now just imagine Muchukunda. The demigods, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Surya, Agni, who control the entire universe, they come to Muchukunda and fall at his feet that, "Oh King Muchukunda, please come. If you don't come, we are going to lose in front of the demons." Just imagine, Muchukunda was not king of the demigods, he was not Brahma, he was not Vishnu, he was a mere earthly king. And the great demigods, they are offering themselves, surrendering themselves to Muchukunda to come and help them in fighting against the demons. Sometimes we just read, "Oh, Muchukunda was a king, he was just sleeping, he went to the demigods." But when we understand the depth behind who is Muchukunda, we realize how great he is, how successful he is. Demigods don't even give darshan in Kali Yuga. They feel Kali Yuga people are useless. And still Kali Yuga Vasis are so proud. We do not have anything to be proud of. And still we are so proud. But here is Muchukunda, a king in other yugas. I don't know, Maharaj says that he's from some other kalpas. And demigods are approaching him, falling at his feet. Just imagine the height of success, the height of glamour of King Muchukunda. And the same Muchukunda is speaking that a king like me, who is being worshipped by even the demigods, is simply a pet animal in front of the horrible sex place. Just imagine how powerful is material energy. Great demigods, Lord Shiva, Brahma, everyone is affected by this power of material energy. No matter how successful you may be, we are simply insignificant puppets and dolls in front of material energy. And this is realization of King Muchukunda. This is not realization of a bankrupt beggar in the streets of Calcutta. And he anyway doesn't have anything. And because he anyway doesn't have anything, his words don't have any value. Imagine a bankrupt beggar in Calcutta says, "Oh, there is no use for the money. These are all Maya." Who cares? He never had money in life. Imagine the bankrupt beggar says, "These power-hungry politicians, these are useless." Who cares? He never had any power of influence to anyone in life. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami chooses specific characters to present to us the extreme reality of the material world. These are all chosen characters. Muchukunda's story is found in other Puranas. But the lesson that Muchukunda Maharaj is giving, the lesson that Sukadeva Goswami is giving through Muchukunda Maharaj is never presented in all other Puranas. Oh, Muchukunda went, he fought with the demigods, so nice, he got the benediction of sleeping. And finally he met the Supreme Lord and he was asked that one life he has to become a Brahmana, and then he wandered and then he got liberation. That's it. But what was the praise of Muchukunda is being presented by Sukadeva Goswami to show to us the extreme reality from the most realized and successful person of this world. To help us understand, don't run after the mirage of the success of this world. The success of this world is a mirage. Mriga Trishna. Like a deer. Mirage. Actually, English words do not actually refer to what is a mirage. It is like very, very useless. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada says that it's a blecha language. Because with all due respect, Mriga Trishna in Sanskrit. Mriga Trishna. Mriga is a deer. A deer, when he's thirsty, he keeps on wandering for water reservoir in the forest. And in the forest, sometimes the lands are so vacant and there are no trees. And there is an illusion created that there is some water on the far off distance. And this deer runs and runs and runs and reaches and finds there is no water. And when he looks ahead, he sees, oh, there is water ahead. And he runs and he runs and he runs and reaches. And then he finds there is no water. And he again looks ahead and there is kilometers and acres of water he finds. And he runs again and he finds there is no water. And like that he runs and runs and runs and finally falls dead. This mirage. The mirage means it will create an illusion that success can give you happiness and you'll be running behind success and success and success and success and success and ultimately you'll be laid dead, being the most devastated failure in your life. So this is what is the context of people, the miserable plight of successful person in this world, which Muchukunda Maharaj is explaining, which all of us, gross or subtle, had been running for millions of lifetimes. Even in this lifetime, what was taught to us when we were born? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And why it was taught? You have to be successful. You have to be topper. And then we are running after success and success and success and success. We are dying for success. We never experienced any happiness in our life. We keep on counting grades and grades and grades. And no matter how much ever anyone runs in this material world for success, they cannot be successful like Muchukunda Maharaj, like the prestige of Muchukunda Maharaj. And he is speaking that a successful person is simply like an animal in front of the material energy, whose power is so great that the animal is religiously standing innocently being slaughtered every lifetime. And that is called power in this verse. It has been explained about Bhava Pavargo. The material world, as explained by Muchukunda Maharaj, is known as power. Pa, ha, ba, ha, and ma. Pa means parishram, hard endeavor to attain success in life, to establish your position in this material world as a great person. But no matter how much ever we endeavor for success, parishram, we simply end up in pa, that is failure, that is frustration. Like a horse. The example is given like a horse. The horse works so hard for the master. The donkey works so hard for the master that the saliva comes out. I have seen laborers taking rest. When labors take rest, the entire mouth gets filled with saliva and the entire face is filled with saliva because of the hard endeavor they did throughout the day to earn some 200-300 of rupees, which they will anyway squander for drinking some wine or beating their wife and going to some prostitute. With this hard endeavor, what end result they have is such frustration, and that's what material energy offers them. So this is power. No matter how much ever you endeavor hard in this material world, you will never get success, because success is kept very secure by the material energy. She decides whom to give success, how much to give success. And your endeavor does not determine the amount of success you will get. So what result is frustration, failure. And material energy knows very nicely that if he only gives failures and failures and failures, you will not endeavor for success and she will not be able to entangle you. So she gives little, very little. Imagine you have endeavored for, you are thirsty, you are in summer desert and you have been walking for kilometers together to find water, and you find a big reservoir of water, not illusion, it's a reality of a reservoir, and the reservoir is being secured by a lady. And this lady shows you this reservoir, smiles at you, and gives you one drop of water to taste. This is what 𝐉𝐻𝐈𝐍 is. She will show you the reservoir. It will be as illusory reservoir and reality, whatever it is, very secured reservoir. So you will have that very much faith that now all my thirst, Trishna will go away, and then material energy will take out a dropper. You have seen dropper? Where we put ink in our fountain pens in previous times. Drop, open your mouth and one drop of water for kilometers of endeavor. That is called. And then there is birth, that is bandha. Strong. Because you have endeavor for kilometers for that drop of happiness, you get so entangled to that drop. You can kill anyone, you can murder anyone, you can cheat anyone just for a drop. Material energy shows you the reservoir and gives you a drop and makes you do anything for that drop. That is meaning of entanglement. And people are Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga. And people not just get entangled for the happiness of that drop, material energy makes you fearful. What will happen if Hari Prasad takes that drop that is being offered to Sri Nitai Das by this wonderful lady 𝐉𝐻𝐈𝐍? And then I become the greatest competitor of Hari Prasad. This Prasad of 𝐉𝐻𝐈𝐍 is lost. I have lost the drop of happiness. Oh, what do? I become the stark enemy of Hari Prasad because he has stolen the mercy of 𝐉𝐻𝐈𝐍, that drop of the water. You are all laughing. This is what goes on in this world. The big fights by big leaders of this country are just fighting for one drop of happiness that Durga Devi is offering to them, which is also not clear because they're fighting so much that who will get that drop. They die before even getting that drop. At least the beggar in the streets of Calcutta gets the drop. But the nation fighters, the people who are fighting for power, they don't even get that drop because they're so busy fighting that drop. Just imagine the miserable plight of a successful person in this world. It's better to be a failure like a beggar in Calcutta. At least you will get the drop. Durga Devi makes us fool. Simply makes a fool out of a most intelligent person in this world. And makes us fight desperately for a drop. And you keep on fighting and fighting and fighting to establish yourself in this world. And finally, Mrityu, it just takes you out of the entire material realm and puts you in another world to fight again for the drop. And that's how the material life is continuing for all of us, for lifetimes together, until and unless 𝐂𝐻𝐈𝐍 Brahmato yada bhave, yada, till the time janasya tarhi achyuta satsamagam, till the time we get association, where for the first time someone tells us that you are so miserable being the most powerful person in this entire world. Yes. Devotees, when they meet powerful person, successful person, they just say that you are miserable. They say you are not happy. Chant Hare Krishna and become happy. Srila Prabhupada went to America and he saw that time America was, right now also is the superpower, but that time also more. Because right now other countries have also improved in their technology, improved in their power and prestige in the geopolitical level. But that time America had just won the Second World War and is the most developed, powerful nation in the entire world. The ego of the Americans were even greater than the ego of the greater demigods. That was what of America when Srila Prabhupada went. And Srila Prabhupada said to all Americans, proud of their material happiness, that you are simply miserable because you are dancing dolls in front of the material image. Yes, it takes guts to say like this to Americans. He saw the big skyscrapers and said, it's all illusion. Yes. So only when a association of devotee comes in the life of a person who is just wandering and wandering, fighting for that drop of material energy, he comes to his senses. Twai, that person, jayate mati. He realizes, oh, what I was doing. I was fighting for a drop. Oh my Lord, for last so many lifetimes I never got the drop. Yes? Oh, I have come to my senses because of the association. So we must understand the great privilege to come to association groups. Bhakti sanjayate bhakti. There is no other means for a person struggling for the drop of material energies, illusion. There is no other means other than the mercy of devotees to come to our senses, to understand there is the reservoir of Krishna Prem being kept And material energy is cheating me for lifetimes together for a drop of material happiness, which also I have never experienced. This is such a simple fact. Yes, this is such a known fact that all of us have experienced, that there is no happiness in this world. But still we struggle for it because we don't get the mercy of association of devotees. Only when we come to association of devotees, we realize the good fortune and the misfortune of the material energy, and the fortune of being a devotee of Krishna. There is a saying in Odia called Kusuma Barase Pata Nistare. There was a devotee in Jagannath Puri whose name was Raghu. This Raghu had nothing. He had a single umbrella. He used to stay on the roads, the chariot roads of Jagannath, as a beggar. And his only possession was his big umbrella, under which Raghu would sit down and chant the names of Lord Ramachandra, because he was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. One day, Raghu went to take the darshan of Lord Jagannath, and he saw Jagannath as Lord Ram and Balram as Lakshman. And he saw the entire Ram Darbar, and he was convinced that this Jagannath is actually my sweet Lord Ram. From that day, he became extremely devoted to Lord Jagannath, worshipping Lord Jagannath in the form of Lord Ram. One day, some people came and offered some flowers to Raghu. So Raghu thought, what do I do with these flowers? Raghu made a simple garland out of these flowers. Now you see Raghu, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a needle. He doesn't have a thread to make a garland. He was such a bankrupt beggar. He was in the height of zenith of bankruptcy. So he went to a garden of banana plants. He saw some banana barks, and he made strands out of the banana barks, the threads out of them, and he took the threads and made a big thread out of it, tied the flowers through the thread, and made a garland out of it, and went inside the Jagannath temple. And there were the pujaris, very strict pujaris. You all know the Jagannath pujaris, very strict. They are very, very conservative, that this has to be offered, this cannot be offered for ages together. And they saw this insignificant, useless garland which doesn't have any beauty, grandeur, simple flowers and not tied properly. Some of the flowers have been falling away. And Raghu offers, oh please give this to my sweet Lord Ram Jagannath. And the pujari, they take it, yes, we will offer it. And they see the condition of the garland, they throw it in front of Raghu. Raghu becomes so disturbed. He feels that I have no capacity, no qualification to serve the Lord. That Lord's servants have rejected my offering. What is the use of my life? What is the use of eating? So he stopped begging. He stopped eating. He came back to the streets under his umbrella, and he was simply chanting the names of Lord Ram and fasting. And here Lord Jagannath becomes so angry in the night when the pujaris were offering him flower garlands. He was throwing away all the flower garlands. And the Pujari understood that they have done something serious, grievous offense. So they decided to fast and sleep in the temple to get the instruction of the Lord why he is unhappy. So they slept in the temple in the night. Lord came in the dream of one Pujari with lot of anger. He said, "You offended my devotee, you offended my devotee." This devotee brought the most priceless garland to me and you just throw it in front of him. And this devotee is fasting. And because this devotee is fasting, I am fasting today. And you all people are responsible for making me fast and making my devotee fast. Just imagine, this is Lord Jagannath. You can't even carry his form. And to see his merciful form is so heavy. But when Lord Jagannath becomes angry, it's like Lord Narasimha. So Pujaris were very, very fearful. They at once fell at the feet of Lord Jagannath in the dream, and they got up from the dream. They just started searching for the person, Raghu. And finally, they found Raghu crying under an umbrella. And he brought Raghu, made him to do another garland of the same variety, and offered that garland to Jagannath. From that day on, Jagannath loves to wear garland strung not with cotton threads, but with banana barks, which is called patta. Now, banana barks have no comparison in strength and beauty in front of the cotton thread. But because of the association of the devotion, their quality, their fortune was awakened. Yes. So, kusuma parase, parasa matlab association, kusuma matlab flower of devotion, a flower, patta, that is banana thread, nistare gets developed. All of us are like this banana strands, useless. The best definition that we can define ourselves is useless. If anyone asks us, how do you define yourself? We must think, and I am simply useless. Uselessly fighting for the drop of material energy. As a banana bark, banana strand. But Gurudev, who is a pure devotee like Raghu, offers us the flower-like association of the Vaishnavas. The greatest mercy that Guru offers us is not his association. Definitely, the association of the spiritual master is the supreme association that one disciple can hanker for. But one must understand, every disciple should understand, the supreme-most gift that my spiritual master has offered us is the association of the flower like Vaishnavas, to stay in their association. And that association can deliver us from this useless condition of being a banana strand in this material world. And tomorrow is a very auspicious day, the appearance of His Holiness Bhakti-Charu Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti-Charu Swami Maharaj lived to emphasize this point. Achyuta Sat Samagama. He lived to emphasize the point that the greatest mercy that Srila Prabhupada is offering to us is this association and society of devotees, which is called ISKCON. And the greatest service we can render to Srila Prabhupada is to always stay in ISKCON in the association of devotees. Srila Prabhupada is like the pure devotee Raghu, who is offering us this flower-like association of devotees of ISKCON, the society of Vaishnavas. And we are like this butter being tormented, tortured by sinful material desires of the material world, like an animal in front of the material energy. And the more we feel grateful to this gift that Srila Prabhupada has offered us, that our Gurudev has offered us, this association of wonderful Vaishnavas. We may fight with them, we may love them, we may serve them, we may quarrel with them, we may disagree with them, whatever we may do, but we must commit to stay with them. Yes. If this we can take a simple commitment. I may disagree with these Vaishnavas, I may quarrel with these Vaishnavas are troubling me, or I am troubling them, they are tolerating me, I am tolerating them. Whatever may be our situation, if we are simply grateful, and if we simply commit and understand that the gift that Srila Prabhupada and our Gurus and Guru Parampara they are offering us is this association of devotees. And if we commit to just stay on, Sat Samagama, Yarhi Tadeva Tvai Jayate Mati. Our Mati will always be fixed in Krishna consciousness. If we really want that our devotion be fixed at the lotus feet of Shri Nitai Gauranga, never leave the association of this ISKCON. Never leave the association of the devotees of ISKCON. Fight with them, quarrel with them, disagree with them, love them, serve them. Whatever you want to do, you do. Whatever emotions you have, you may pour them, but just never leave. If we can take a simple commitment, and I have seen people, those who have got such tendencies which can never be cured, they just made a simple commitment to stay on the association of devotees. They were delivered. Kusuma parase patanistare. Our quality in which we interact with the devotees in the beginning may be very bitter for all of us and for others also. But if we can simply take a simple commitment that no matter how much bitterness I feel from the association or how much bitterness they feel from me, let me just stay on. Stay on. And slowly, we will start relishing the same association, just like Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Das. Every day we are singing this song in front of Nitai Gauranga. We must understand what is its meaning. Narottam Das Thakur is asking, begging for the association of Ramachandra Kaviraj, his dearest friend, and that's what we must pray to Shri Nitai Gauranga, that O Nitai Gauranga, I beg to you just one benediction. No matter whatever I do, let me always stay in the association, in the Sangam. This is what we are praying when we are singing this song. This is what is the sentiment of Narottam Das Thakur, which the song which we recite every day in front of Nitai Gauranga. And this is what the consciousness in which we must offer this prayer of Narottam Das Thakur. Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Das. That, oh Lord, please offer me the association of devotees. In their association, I can remember you. Dhruva Maharaj, he was directly seeing the Lord. We are also directly taking darshan of the Lord. But because we are so sinful, our eyes do not have that love. That's why we are not able to interact with Nitai Gauranga. But Dhruva Maharaj, because of the mercy of Narad Muni, he was directly face to face interacting with Vishnu, with Narayan. And the prayer that Dhruva Maharaj was asking was begging for the association of devotees, Sat Samadhi. Bhakti muhu prabhavata tvai me prashango bhuyadananta mahata amala shayana. Bhakti muhu prabhavatam tvai me prashango. Only in your association of devotees of oh my Lord, your devotees association can help me to awaken constantly bhakti, muhu, constantly in my heart, remembrance at your lotus feet. Yenonjashamurubalena vyashanam bhavabdi. By that one can easily cross over this material existence, bhavapavargo. Deshe bhavat gunakatha mritapanamata. One will become intoxicated in that association to the lotus feet of you, my dear Lord. So this is what King Chikunda is doing here. All of us are miserable because of the success and failures, because of the drop of the material happiness that material energy is promising us and never giving us and making us fight in this material world. And that fight, that struggle for that drop, illusory drop, can end only by the association of devotees. And that association, we can relish the nectar of devotion. Bhakti Rasa Amrita. The material energy is offering us an illusory drop, which there is no chance that we get. But devotees are offering us the ocean of nectar. Now it is our choice where to take center. And all of us can realize and we can see to our lives that we all have come to Krishna consciousness because of the mercy of devotees. And this is what we must pray to Shri Nitai Gauranga every day when we are offering this prayer. Ramachandra Sangha Mage Narottama Das. This is our constant prayer to Shri Nitai Gauranga. Oh Nitai Gauranga, always keep me in the association of your loving devotees. And this is what His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj, whose appearance day will be celebrated tomorrow, emphasized throughout his life. Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj ki, Chikunda Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Vancha Kalpataru Vaishya Kripasam Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Vaishnav Thakur ISKCON Society ISKCON New Town